Hey, it's 2:30. It's time for the 2:30 show. Gonna do this one sitting down. Here's the date right here. It'll go up. This is the date's being recorded. It'll probably go up tomorrow, as per usual, at 2:30. And thank you all for commenting on the last one. We got a comment on this one. There's another person that commented. I believe Buckeye Guy. You were just talking to Zach, so I told him about your comments, but I didn't put him on the paper since you were just telling about World of Warcraft, which he said he may get into back here in the near future. We're not too sure, but if he does, he might reach out to you about that. Well, starting off with a simple story this time. The Steam Summer or Steam Spring Sale is going on right now, so if you'd like to look for some good games, I asked everyone around the office here, games they say are on sale and are worth it for the sale price. So some of them are more expensive, some of them are really cheap, and I'll let you know here. We've got it on PC for Steam Spring Sale. We've got Outer Wilds first at $15. Absolute steal in my opinion, one of the best games you'll play. It's a different kind of game. You got to get into it, and if you like it, you'll like it a lot. If you don't, I can understand. It's a different kind of game, but if you look at it and you're at all intrigued, I recommend checking it out. So next one, huge sale, huge great price in my opinion. If you like squad-based games like XCOM and you like RTSs and you want to try something very different, Kenshi for $11. Crusader Kings 3 is $15. I like it. It's like a spreadsheet game in the sense that you just spend your time trying to make numbers go up and down while you run your little country. It's pretty fun. Ghost of Tsushima, this was Matt's recommendation. He says he really enjoys it, and for $40, I think 2 people here have actually bought it for the sale. We have Ready or Not. This was Jackson's suggestion. He really enjoys it. Been playing lately, kind of like an FBI SWAT shooter. RimWorld, just an all-around great game at $27. And then we have Divinity Original Sin 2. This is $13. If you liked Baldur's Gate, you will enjoy Divinity Original Sin 2. It is clearly the game that came before the next one. I know there's some times where you play a game and you're like, wow, they really improved on the formula. Baldur's Gate 3 is a great improvement on the formula that they already had back in Divinity Original Sin 2. So it's a little bit downgraded. It's not D&D, so it's going to be their own system, but I don't think that takes away from it. I think you'll really enjoy it. And the last one, kind of off the wall, is Chrono Trigger for $4. Great game. If you've never played it, you want to play an old school RPG on the computer with some great soundtracks and a very interesting story, give Chrono Trigger a try. Lastly, we have a comment here from MikeMan85. You've been commenting a lot. I appreciate you. We got the question for next episode. How did everybody get started with Toasty Bros? And did you learn your job while working there, or was it a skill set you already had, like recording, video editing, etc.? As for me, I had a few things. I'd gone to school for Trinity was the name of the school, and they had a video broadcast communication class. I did that. That was fun. I was constantly on the little news, the TV news thing. In my grade school, we also had an announcement, so I was on that news as well. And then in college, I took a documentary class. So I liked all this stuff. I loved video editing. And as a kid, I bought a Blue Yeti that I still own because I thought I wanted to do YouTube videos. And I happened to run into Matt and Jackson, and then brown-nosed my way into this job. I'll ask everyone else to quickly talk about their little criteria as they do theirs. But let's get on to the next story.
So I got my job at Toasty Bros because I was best bubbies with Matt and Jackson in high school. Best buddies might be a stretch, but we were friends in high school, and I always knew they did the YouTube thing. I started graphics design when I was in middle school, and it was always kind of like a sideable thing. I've always been a little bit artistic. You can change a letter if you want to. I've always been a little artistic and really liked art, so that's always been like a little side hobby of mine. And then in college, the YouTube channel was growing. I went to PAX East with them as a friend thing. Like, we were just homies. I like playing video games. They were going to PAX. I was like, yo, let me tag along. Went with them.
I think I bought your ticket.
McAllister helped fund our tickets. Fun fact. And went out to PAX. They were talking to a lot of companies, but they didn't really want to do the talking, so they made me the quote-unquote manager. And I very poorly talked to companies and emailed companies on their behalf. And then they realized that they don't need a manager because they weren't at the size to need one. And they just kind of had me doing that for nothing. But they're like, how about you do something else? And then that's when I got started with graphics design. And that's how I joined the team forever ago. That was a pity hire. I was at a diversity hire. I wasn't artistic. I was autistic. All right, easy come, easy go. Zynga, the developer of Star Wars Hunters, the free-to-play arena combat game, will be shutting down October 1st, 2025, just over a year after its global release in June 2024. The game, set between the events of Star Wars Episodes 6 and 7, I think, received mixed reviews, with the Switch version holding a Metacritic score of 57. Despite its initial promise, the game struggled to maintain a substantial player base, leading to the decision to discontinue its services. In preparation for the shutdown, the final content update is scheduled for April 15th, 2025, after which in-app purchases will be disabled. Players are encouraged to utilize any remaining in-game currency before this date, as refunds for season passes or purchasing currency will not be provided. That's kind of weird to say, like, if you have currency, like, use it while you can, but the game's going away, so, like, whether or not you use the currency, it doesn't really matter. The game will remain playable until the servers go offline on October 1st, 2025. Zynga expressed gratitude for the community for their support and assured that this decision was made after careful consideration. You know, I feel like there has never been a game that I've been an active player on, and then I get news like, hey, this is getting shut down, except for one. Twisted Treeline in League of Legends, I still think about that to this day. I love Twisted Treeline. Dominion, League of Legends game mode. When's it coming back?
I forgot about Dominions.
When's it coming back?
I hope Dominions joins the rotation so people can figure out what that was like.
All right, so my article is about the 5090s crack ransomware. So ransomware is a type of malicious software designed to block access to a computer system or data, typically by encrypting files, until a ransom is paid to by the attacker. Victims are often... paid to the attacker, not by the attacker. Victims are often coerced into paying the ransom to regain the access through payment. Although the payment does not always guarantee data recovery because it's literally like, it's like a hostage situation, and the hostage is your PC and your data. According to a recent article on Tom's Hardware, a cybersecurity researcher known as Tiny Hack has discovered a method to decrypt files that are affected by the Akira ransomware, which I'm honestly not familiar with. I don't know a ton about like hacking and viruses and whatnot, but it's a variant using things like 4090s, 5090s. It can exploit vulnerabilities in the encryption and basically it can decrypt a lot of that by brute forcing, which is pretty interesting. So it's brute force decryption, and it's crazy how long it takes. With a 4090, they estimate 7 days, and if they have 16 4090s, the time can be about 10 hours. So you better have some really important data on your PC. I feel like to have 16 4090s, I assume running at pretty high usage. So the breakthrough offers hope for the victims of the Akira ransomware, allowing them to recover their data without succumbing to the ransom demands of, $10,000, $100,000. The question is, what's the worst virus experience you've ever had? So, in all honesty, I don't know of a time that I've ever actually had a virus, but I can tell you that, the Ligma virus, the Sugma, I can definitely tell you that we've had a lot of PC Bros customers with viruses that I have seen, and a lot of times they're just fake ransomware. They really just kind of hack into your PC, and 90% of the time they're not even actually a virus. It's literally just pop-ups that you can get rid of by uninstalling whatever program or ad extension that is in the browser. So a lot of times, completely fake viruses, they just hope that you click the link and you go and pay whatever they want for their fake ransom.
Today's story for myself is Street Fighter documentary. Here comes a new challenger, now available for free streaming on Tubi. Is a documentary that explores the profound cultural impacts of Capcom's Street Fighter II since its 1991 release. The film features interviews with former Capcom staff, including Yoshiki Okamoto and Yoko Shimomura, as well as figures involved in the game's broader cultural footprint, such as Stephen E. D'Souza, director of the 1994 live-action movie, and Mick McGinty, who created the game's Western box art. Directed by Oliver Harper, the documentary aims to present Street Fighter's 2 influence on general gamers who enjoyed it on consoles like the SNES and Mega Drive. Read gaming magazines and experienced related media like animated movie. Harper chose to focus less on the competitive gaming scene, which he felt was more niche, and instead highlight the game's widespread appeal and enduring legacy in popular culture. The question for me is, what game do you think had the biggest influence on games that came after it? I think what game influenced the others after it came out has to be Fortnite. That game was insane with the widespread battle passes that came up to all games after that. Like, no joke, every single game after that has a battle pass. Microtransactions are crazy, so I'd have to give it to Fortnite, honestly. Then there's like all the above question for everyone is, how did you get started with Toasty Bros, and did you learn your job while working there, or did you already have your skill set? So I had photography skills before I started working at Toasty Bros, but I didn't really have any videography skills. I mean, if you look back at the early videos of me filming, it was really bad. I didn't know if they were going to keep me or not, but here we are, almost 2 years later. So still thinking about it, but so I learned videography primarily when working here, and I think it's gotten better since then. And aside from that, everything else has been somewhat learned. I mean, I did know about some marketing and stuff like that, and generalized stuff like that before I came here to work because I did go to college. But aside from that, I got the job from Zach. Zach reached out to me. I knew Matt and Jackson loosely, and then I knew Zach pretty well before I started working here, and he hooked me up, got me the little shadow and then the interview, and then here I am.
Oh, hello. All right, guys, so Pokemon fights resellers. Oh boy, resellers. In an effort to combat the growing issue of scalping in the Pokemon trading card game market, Pokemon Center Singapore has implemented a new policy, removing the outer plastic wrap from all trading card game products at the point of sale. This approach, previously adopted by Pokemon Centers of Japan, aims to deter scalpers by making it difficult to resell unsealed products, as buyers on secondary markets may suspect tampering. Oh, that's smart. For regular consumers purchasing directly from official stores, this change has minimal impact as the individual cards inside remain sealed and untampered. However, collectors who prefer sealed products might find this policy inconvenient. Despite this, the measure is widely viewed as a positive step forward in ensuring that products reach genuine fans and players rather than being hoarded by resellers seeking profit. On a scale of 1 being murder and 10 being a saint, how do you view resellers? I'm going to go with 2. They are one step close to being murderers. I'm just kidding. I think 2 to 3 is around the range. I would say 2. I think the whole market of reselling, especially luxury goods, it sucks, but it's a luxury good. It's not like when people were reselling hand sanitizer during COVID and stuff like that, like essential supplies. Concert tickets?
Like, you just want to go see Fall Out Boys.
Well, okay, so concert tickets, yeah, I would be kind of annoyed, but again, luxury good. You don't necessarily have to be there, but it really just depends on what the good is. But Pokemon cards, anything hype is going to have a resale value to it, but I can't really answer the other question because I hired these goons and I'm regretting it, so here we go.
All right, so thank you all for watching this episode of the 230 Show. As always, if you would like us to talk about you, leave a comment. Just leave one down below, and if it's a question, I'll tack it on to someone's news story next week, and you can be talked about. So once again, the goal, the dream, 5 comments, 1 for each person. Buckeye Guy, Mike, you two are really carrying us on the comment section, but I bet you have a friend who will also comment. We would love to get to 5. If not, that's cool. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week. Peace.